They mocked her for selling akara on the streets, but years later, those same people were begging for jobs in her billion-naira food empire. How did a poor orphan turn her mother's secret recipe into a global sensation? But how did she do it? What was that secret? Stay with me because this story will shock you, inspire you, and change the way you see success forever. Before we dive in, hit the like button and subscribe, and stay with me as I reveal her incredible journey. Like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring short stories. Let's get started. The streets of Riverland were always alive. Hawkers shouted, cars honked, and the scent of fried food filled the air. But in a small, dusty corner of the market, a young girl stood behind a charcoal stove, flipping sizzling balls of akara in hot oil. Her name was Mary. A 15-year-old orphan who had lost both parents in a tragic accident. She was left with nothing but an old frying pan and a secret recipe from her mother. She had no choice but to fend for herself. She had a strong will to survive. Every morning before the sun rose, she soaked beans, peeled them by hand, and ground them at the local mill. She mixed in her secret spices, something her mother had taught her before she passed away. Then she set up her store, hoping to make enough money to survive. The scent of freshly fried akara filled the air as she sold to passers-by, hoping to make enough money to buy food for the next day. But the world was cruel. Instead of kindness, she received mockery. Look at the akara girl. Always smelling of oil, said Janet, the mayor's spoiled daughter, as she passed by with her friends. She should be in school, not selling akara like a beggar, said Luke, the town notorious bully. Even the adults joined in. Mrs. Lawson, a wealthy trader, once shook her head in disgust. No matter how much akara she sells, she'll always be poor. Mary swallowed the insults and smiled. But she never responded. Deep inside, she knew one thing: she was different. And one day, the world would see it too. Mary's akara was different. It was crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy inside, and had a flavor that made people crave more. The secret: a special mix of spices and a unique frying technique her mother had taught her. She didn't just follow her mother's recipe, she improved it. A special spice, a secret technique, something no one else knew. But in Riverland, talent was never enough. People cared about wealth, not skill. One night, as she sat outside her house, counting the few naira she had made, she overheard Janet and her friends laughing. She should just give up and be a housemaid, one of them said. Tears burned in Mary's eyes, but she made a decision: one day, they would beg to eat her akara. Years passed. Mary was now 20. She had saved enough money to rent a small shop near the bus stop. She moved from a tiny store to a small shop near the main road, where travelers stopped to buy her akara before heading to other towns. One day, a man in a sleek black car stopped by. His name is Mr. Raymond, a well-known businessman. I've been hearing about your akara, he said, biting into one. He closed his eyes and smiled. This is the best I've ever tasted. Mary's heart pounded. Let's make a deal, he continued. Give me your recipe, and I'll pay you 5 million naira. 5 million. Mary's hands trembled. She had never seen that much money in her life. She could buy a better house, a bigger shop, maybe even leave Riverland forever. But something felt wrong. She remembered her mother's words: never sell what makes you special. Build it. She took a deep breath and shook her head. No, sir. I won't sell my recipe. I'll build something bigger myself. Mr. Raymond's smile faded. You'll regret this. But Mary stood firm. She had made her choice. One evening, a famous food blogger named Mr. Edwards stopped by. This akara is incredible, he said, filming a video for his online channel. The next day, the video went viral. People traveled from different towns just to taste Mary's Akara. Her stall became so busy that she ran out of stock daily. Then came another surprise. One morning, a wealthy businessman named Mr. Phillips arrived with an offer. "You have something special," he said. "Have you ever thought about opening a restaurant?" Mary's hands shook. "A restaurant," she whispered. "Yes," he said. "I'll invest in you. Let's turn this Akara into something the world will never forget." And just like that, her journey to greatness began. After months of planning, late nights, endless preparation, finally, Mary's Akara house opened in the richest part of Riverland. Golden lights, marble floors, waiters in uniforms. This was no street store. It was a fine dining restaurant serving Akara in ways people had never imagined. Akara burgers, spicy Akara balls, even Akara with exotic sauces. The small girl who once sold Akara on the street was now the owner of a big restaurant. On opening night, celebrities, politicians, and food critics flooded in. The place was packed. Cameras flashed. And then, Janet, Luke, and Mrs. Lawson walked through the doors. They froze in shock, staring at the girl they once mocked. "Is this Mary's restaurant?" Janet whispered. Mrs. Lawson's voice trembled. "She's richer than all of us." Mary, now in a stunning gold gown, walked toward them. "Welcome to my restaurant," she said with a smile. "Would you like a table?" Janet's face turned red. "Actually, we were wondering if you're hiring," she muttered. Luke quickly added, "Yes. We need jobs." Mary stared at them. The same people who mocked her, now begging for work. She thought of all the years of pain. The insults. The hunger. Then she smiled. "I believe in second chances," she said. "But this time, you will work hard." They nodded eagerly. And so, the tables turned. Mary's restaurant became a national sensation. Then an African success. Then a global empire. In New York, Mary's Akara Delight opened with a grand ceremony. In Dubai, people lined up for hours just to get a taste. In London, celebrities raved about it. Soon, Mary became one of the richest women in the world, appearing on magazine covers, giving speeches about resilience and success. At a press conference, a journalist asked, "What's the secret to your success?" Mary smiled. "Simple," she said. "I never gave up." Back in Riverland, Mary built a cooking school for poor girls who had dreams like hers. She hired people who needed second chances, including Janet, Luke, and Mrs. Lawson, who now worked under her leadership. One evening, as Mary sat on her mansion's balcony overlooking the city lights of Riverland, she whispered to the wind, "Mama, I did it." A gentle breeze blew past her, as if the universe was answering. "Yes, my child, you did." And so, the girl they mocked became the Akara Queen. A symbol of resilience, success, and the power of never giving up.